Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the Chucky Season 2 finale. A little bit late because we had Thanksgiving yesterday, so didn't quite get to it when I wanted to, but I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. So, as always, we'll go into brief thoughts and then get more in depth with it. So, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10 because I'm glad we got the show. I know there's a lot of passion behind the show. I actually just watched an interview with Brad Dourif, or however you say it. I'll actually link it in the comments. And it was interesting to hear him talk about it, how, it's the only gig he still does. He's retired from everything except for Chucky. And, his daughter, Fiona, plays Nika, is really passionate about it and, really encourages him to do it. And, he's good friends with Don Mancini, so a lot of love behind the show. I get that, and I'm grateful we have it. But all good things must come to an end. And I'm getting worried that we are getting past the point of having a good ending. I think the best stories write themselves. So even if you're writing it and you're like, man, I want it to go on more and more, it can't sometimes. It just has to end. And but like I might have said, the best stories write themselves. So I think the last episode we hit that point where it would have been a good point to wrap it up. But it seems like they're putting the brakes on, saying, no, we're going to do this and this and this to continue it another season or however long. And as long as it ends up somewhere that we're happy with, that's fine. But I'm just saying you need to plan for that, And we're also getting into more of a, more and more like Seed, where some really cheesy, corny things I think happen, or just just kind of over the top with the believability, right? And that's obviously a given. You got to have some suspension of disbelief with a show like this. But I have my point too, and I think we, go above that at times in this episode, and some points too. So let's get more in depth with it. I'm glad that they went back initially. Oh, it was cool. This was overall a Christmas theme episode too, which was cool, right around Christmas time. So yeah, Chucky holiday special, I guess. Not Thanksgiving, but close enough to Christmas. So I'm glad that they go back and explain how the doll switch happened, because a lot of people, it seemed like, were confused about that last week. I pretty much understood, but still it's good that they synced it up and didn't really have to do that, but show you how it's possible. There was a weird edit here, I thought. So the Chucky phase is looking at him, and then it cuts to Andy shooting, and then it's just still. I was like, what the fuck? But, they have to do some things with the effects of the doll. I guess you can't be too nitpicky, but it took me out of it, personally. So yeah, I guess Chucky and the doctor were friends. It confuses me to think that Chucky would be an old man if he wasn't in the Chucky doll, So I was thinking that she was older than him back in the day, but no, they're about the same age. So this was funny. I don't know why the doll is in the safe, but yeah, in the safe with the light over it. Okay, kind of ridiculous, but I'm also glad that they didn't have her as Chucky for a long time like I was expecting, and it was just a way for him to get out. And then he's just right back into the doll where he wants to be. I love that we've evolved to that point too, where he loves the doll, being the doll, and yeah, it's just funny whenever she's kind of dancing around with him, right? He's back to his one true love himself. So that was funny. Yeah, I think they got the holiday theme over it and stuff like that. So then we do a time skip, which is kind of unexpected, kind of kills the tension that we had built up from the last episode with Glenn and Glenda getting shot. But so we catch up with the character. They kind of just blow past her drug problem too, which they kind of brought it up again just to drop it again. I mean, who's to say if this will actually stick? But it's just kind of a little bit jarring with that, I think. So yeah, and she is going to stay the night with Jake, and surprise to get him back together with Devin. And I forgot, I was looking at this, I was like, that's really fucking weird that they're staying there, but he's gay, so that's why they can stay together. Initially, I was like, wait a minute. And he's an orphan too, so she kind of wants to take him in for the holiday season. So yeah, it kind of worked out well. Made me kind of think why they might have killed Nadine too, because she couldn't quite have a reason to be around them all the time, like how he doesn't have parents, so naturally he'll be with her, wherever he can stay. But I guess Nadine wouldn't have been like that. So yeah, then we get to Jake super awkward interactions with them with the whole gift thing. We'll get into that, but Jake goes out to buy Devin a gift that he doesn't like, and you know, he kind of just tells him like, yeah, I'm not into podcasting anymore. I don't know how I would handle that situation if I was in it, but yeah, it was super uncomfortable nonetheless. Then we get this mean ass cop talking to Glenda. This is Glenda. Yeah, just gives her shit for tripping over his coffee in the hallway. I was like, Jesus Christ, I was a mean ass cop. But at the same time, you gotta remember, she's a criminal to him, I guess, or her mom is a criminal, is the way he sees it, right? So that's why he's kind of a dickhead to her. But yeah, it was interesting to see once they do the doll transfer as well, that Glenn and Glenda are like lifeless bodies, because I don't think we've ever done that where a soul has just completely left one just like that. So that was cool. But a little bit into the stuff in this was funny, by the way, the Chucky Christmas shopping for his chainsaw, right? Oh, this was hilarious, and you get some cool iconic stuff. I'm sure they'll make like figures and things like that with Chucky and his Christmas gear, and yeah, sell some merchandise from this one for sure. He's got his own credit card with Chucky on it. This is, again, you can't think too much into it with some of this stuff, right? But we are getting pretty silly with it. But, okay, so Glenn and Glenda leave the body. Voodoo for Dummies. I would think Jennifer Tilly would have the spell memorized at this point. But I guess not. But this paddle death was what I'm talking about, where it gets too ridiculous. I guess they're wanting to do something for Christmas, like a holiday theme thing. But I'm not a medical professional, so I don't know. But I'm almost positive zapping him like this wouldn't just ignite his head. But I could be wrong, so I will acknowledge that. But those are the things that really take you out of it, where you're like, okay, guys, it would be better if we stuck more to the side of realism, while Chucky's always going to have that playfulness to him. You know, still too far. So she finds the doll through TikTok again. I thought that was funny, bringing TikTok into it. Lexi's mom being on TikTok, I like that. And then I was surprised. I don't know who voices this doll, but it was cool to have him back, even though it was just for the one scene.
Let's see, where was I?
Am I done yet? Is back, less ugly than before, I guess, because they put the makeup on the doll, but yeah, still a hideous fucking doll for sure. And yeah, she's happy to be reunited. This was a scene that finally felt right, I will say, with Jennifer Tilly. And I'm thinking it's because maybe the actress only works whenever she's interacting with other dolls. Could that be it? Because that's how she was in Bride of Chucky, and now here, her talking to the doll, it feels more natural. She doesn't feel so, I don't know, strange. Maybe that's just me personally. But yeah, that's what I got. So, sorry, I had to answer a text. But yeah, I guess once she gets back in her body, she's just kind of done. I don't know. They're kind of yeah, awkward with each other now, it would seem. But anyway, speaking of awkward, then we have this was awkward. I already mentioned how awkward this was. But then we have a kind of awkward Thanksgiving dinner, if you know, kind of letting out some of their emotions. I guess it was a good scene for Lexi to confront her mom and show her development and how she's changed. Yeah, and she kind of gets to see that, you know, Devin and Jake are on her side now, you know, which was something she struggled with. So yeah, I guess this was a nice scene. Last scene with her mom, because they kill her off. They pull yeah, kill off all the parents, right? They pull a we'll get to it, but they pull a Terrifier 2 or Terrifier 1 with Lexi's mom gets sawed in half. So it's like, oh, you guys copying that, or what's going on? Maybe not. I'm sure there's been plenty of people who've gotten sawed in half on horror stuff before. And then we get a scene with Jake and Devin. That was, you know, pretty good. Them making up. I guess, yeah, it's nice. I do like their relationship pretty good. Felt like it maybe went on a little too long because it got kind of weird. They're like making out on Lexi's floor, and all I'm saying is two dudes. There's no way that they would just like, yeah, kind of kiss like this, get hot and heavy, and call it. You know, guys got to take care of business. All I'm saying, one of them would definitely be getting up and heading to the bathroom. I'm pretty sure, right? But yeah, so they make up. That was nice. We get a terrible scene of Chucky coming down the chimney. I guess he's cool. Oh yeah, and they're under the mistletoe, so they can keep getting this thing going. nice to see Chucky in his Christmas theme stuff, but still the CGI was so bad. I didn't watch it on my phone. Maybe it's better here. Nope, I don't think it is. No, he looks like he's like an apparition, like he's floating or something, right? But yeah, it's fine. It's TV show, not a big budget movie or something like that.
Flash, excited to have green nose.
But then we get some cool confrontation between Chucky and Tiffany, right? And again, the scene felt pretty right. I think she just works better with dolls, I guess. And I already said Lexi's mom, she gets terrified too. So who knows what they'll do with the kids next season. It looks like they're going to do something with them and the teacher, which I don't really remember much from her from season 1. I believe she was like a cliffhanger at the end of season 1, right? But I don't know. I think they're going to do something more with her maybe going forward. I'm just not quite sure what. Yeah, funny that she recognizes her as a celebrity. Yeah, and then gets sawed in half. Absolutely brutal. And I like the visual, again, of Chucky the chainsaw, the blood on him. Yeah, it's really cool. So then, yeah, like I said, the teacher comes back into play when she finds out her mom's dead. Lexi gets her vengeance. Oh, and this was weird. I would have to go back and watch how all this was set up. With Jennifer Tilly getting out of this, or Tiffany getting out of this because of the little girl, you know, had Chucky whisper in her ear all along. I was a little confused by this, to be honest, but it seems a little bit convoluted. If I had to guess, it probably isn't if I actually understood the whole thing. It very well just may not make sense, right, is what I'm trying to say, so... So yeah, teacher's back. We'll see what they do with her next season. And then we get Nika. Unfortunately, at the end of the episode, you know, I want to see Nika get her revenge. That's what I want to see, you know. And it seems like hopefully they will build up to that, because I am thinking, if you saw my thumbnail, that she is going to shoot or something like that to shoot the Chucky doll. Maybe she has like a sniper through the window, because we've established that she can clearly see Tiffany through the window. So. Yeah, so she'll probably save her life for sure, because I'm hoping that they save the final kill for Nika with her, and yeah, but it's supposed to be a big cliffhanger. Oh, and this shit was just ridiculous whenever the doll gets revealed to be Chucky all along. Absolutely ridiculous, and that was something I just completely rolled my eyes at. Really no excuse for. Because, again, there's a line. Once you start crossing that line, anything can happen. A fucking spaceship can come out of the sky and beam Chucky up. And it's just like, okay, well, I guess that's, you know, within canon. Maybe not that extreme, but you get what I'm saying, where it can be a downward slope, for sure. And that just doesn't make any fucking sense at all to see something like this. I don't know. Maybe the doll's structure of the face is the same, but... or it was some voodoo magic. Maybe I'm just being too hard for a show like this, you know? Oh, and then the song at the end was really funny for the holidays, right? So that's pretty much what I got for it. I know I seem like I was hard on it in certain spots, but I just don't want it to go downhill. I want it to stay like Bride, pretty much, and not get too much like Seed. Yeah, so... and hopefully they work towards an ending. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this one. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Let me know what you are looking forward to in Season 3. Vanessa still hasn't caught up, so she wasn't able to do it for the big finale. I believe she's like 2 episodes behind still, so hopefully she can get caught up by next season, surely, right? By Season 3 she'll be caught up. So, but yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.